Well, I've heard about this. A teacher in Detroit fired after using a broom to stop a fight in the classroom. Look at that cell phone video, man. It's in the classroom. You could see the fight going on. Those two teenage kids just slugging it out and going at it, knocking over desks, and the other students are standing by watching. Well, the teacher, she eventually intervenes, but she used a broom. They said that's corporal punishment. So who's in the wrong here? Is she, the school board, who fired her? Heather Hansen is a defense attorney, Robert Schalk, a defense attorney and former prosecutor. Heather and Robert, good to see you.
Good to see you, Eric.
Robert, let me start with you because you're a former prosecutor. I mean, they're not prosecuting her, but they fired her. Is that fair?
No, it's not fair. They could have prosecuted her if there was any injuries inflicted, but she would have been actually able to claim self-defense because even though she wasn't being attacked, you are allowed to use self-defense to assist another person being attacked. But as to being fired, they're claiming it's corporal punishment, saying that she used physical force on a student. Be that as it may, if you read the Michigan law, there's a carve-out, and the carve-out says that teachers are allowed to use reasonable force upon pupils to keep order and decorum in the classroom. And in my opinion, if you watch this video, that's exactly what she did.
I mean, look at it. These kids are going at it. She apparently gets the broom, Heather. So if she did not have the broom and wasn't able to break it up, and these kids were really hurt.
Or the other kids in that classroom, as Bob said, it's not like she was just defending herself or breaking up the kids. There were all kinds of kids who were surrounded by those children who could have been hurt. In addition to that, she had a walkie-talkie. The school code says that she's supposed to use the walkie-talkie in order to communicate the problem. The walkie-talkie was broken. In my opinion, the person who should have been fired is whoever's responsible for maintaining that walkie-talkie. You know, she's going to definitely appeal this. She's going to take it to the school board. She's already hired an attorney. In June, I think, is her opportunity to do so. And she's going to have a strong argument.
What does she say when she goes before the board?
She says, obviously, the best piece of evidence for her is the video. The video that was posted is, I believe, 55 seconds long. The fight lasted over 30 seconds. I mean, being a former prosecutor and defense attorney, fights usually last 5 seconds. They're throwing haymakers, throwing desks, tackling each other into desks. At one point, one of the students has the other student pinned up against the wall, and they're throwing fists. She gave it time almost to break it up, but there came a point where the other students, herself, and these kids, someone was going to get seriously hurt.
And the horrible thing is those kids were only suspended 10 days each, and meanwhile she gets fired. And in Detroit, you've got such problems with the school system and losing teachers, and to fire who everyone says is a good teacher over this is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, some of the kids say that she's her name is Tiffany Eaton, and that Miss Eaton is her favorite teacher. So what can people around the country do if they want to support Miss Eaton or want to weigh in on
Right, there is a petition, on change.org. There's a petition to support her.
Change.org?
Yep, okay. I believe that was the website that they used. And not only that, where are the parents? Even if this is my child who's fighting, the parents of these kids, the parents of this school need to rally around her. She did the right thing. She tried to protect not only these two students, but everyone else in that classroom. And now she's being vilified for it? This doesn't make any sense.
And how is the school system going to get good teachers when this is the way that you treat your teachers? And to fire her without due process, without a process involved, is just, it's a problem.
Well, the school board says there is this process. They're going through it. They're going to have this hearing. She can appeal, as you said. So in the school board's defense, they may say, well, they do say, we're going through this process step by step.
But there's no unions. Under this new Detroit, this is a new process that's put in place for these schools that were the lowest schools in the country. So there's no unions to support her. She's really got an uphill battle as far as appealing this. But I think the support that she has from the community and now from the nation is going to make a big difference.
What type of message is this sent to teachers?
It's a difficult school to work at anyway. It's her first year there. Is she really going to want to return there? I think the reality is she's probably going to get a lot of offers from other schools that see how good of a teacher she is, and she's not going to be there any longer either.
And what do you think about Robert, teachers around the country who say, you know what, they are probably in the same situation?
Right. I mean, as a teacher, you have a duty to obviously not only teach and nurture and be that, an inspiration to your students. And to me, that's what she was. And if you're turning your back on someone like this, how are you going to get the best teachers or good teachers that are going to want to go into an environment where they want to help and they want to change lives, and now they're going to be teaching in fear where everyone just runs away, and it just doesn't add up.
So they plan to have this hearing. She can appeal at the hearing. What do you think, Robert, at the end will happen?
My hope is that she either gets reinstated or they can place her someplace else and they give her a job back, because to me, she should be in schools because she is looking out for the best interests of her students.
Yeah, I think chances are she'll either end up there or she'll end up somewhere else. She's a good teacher. You know, if they're going to do this, they've got to give the teachers support in other places and make the walkie-talkies that work.
Oh, yes, the security folks there, I guess, may have some questions that they have to answer. All right, Robert and Heather, good to see you.
Good to see you.
The teacher's name is Tiffany Eaton, and I guess that it's on change.org. is a petition.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, come on, guys.
All right,
Miss Eaton did the right thing. I tell you what, if that's my child getting jumped in school and the teacher doesn't get involved to try to stop it, please, she did the right thing. I just had to say that. That was really disturbing to watch that fight. Okay, coming up, a nightmare unfolding in Nigeria. The U.S. now lending a hand in the search for those missing schoolgirls, what the experts are doing to try to bring the children back home safely. And they say dogs are man's best friends, but you won't believe what this canine did to save his master's life. It's an amazing story, and it's coming up.